hydrate. Hey besties. So I just DNF'd a book. Okay. That's big for me. It was not cutting it. Okay. Although I have a TBR that I should just be going to in order to pick my next read, I'm really in the mood to just like grab a whole series off of my shelf and read that. Is that crazy? Like, I just want to binge a series. Like, oh, wait, is this the video that people call like series takedown or series knockout or whatever? I think that's what that is. I'll be honest, I don't ever click on those videos because I don't know. It doesn't grab my attention. But now I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe that's what that is. And now I'm having that sensation. I'm like, I just want to grab a whole series off my shelf and finish it. And you know, one other thing, I have some series where the next book in the series and sometimes the final book in the series is coming out like this year, at some point in this year. And I like haven't even started reading them yet. And maybe I should like pick those up and read the ones that I own already to see if I even actually need to buy the next one that's coming out. So for instance, the Alex Stern series, Lee Bardugo, Ninth House and Hellbent, Deadbeat, which I think is a conclusion to that series, comes out. When did that come out? June? So like maybe I should read Ninth House and Hellbent to see if I even need to buy the third book. You know what I mean? Like, am I crazy? Okay. But back to my TBR. I do have a TBR full of books that I really do need to be reading for like reading challenges and stuff. And while I was perusing the shelves, there were like 4 or 5 different series that I really actually wanted to read. I just realized that there is a book on the TBR, and I'm looking over there because that's where my current TBR is on that side of the room. There's a book over there that is the start of a series. What if I just did that series and I killed 2 birds with the singular stone? That sounds like a good plan, right? It's only a duology. So like if I'm gonna make a series out of picking up book series and reading them all at once as a reading vlog, I should start small. So we could start with a duology. Before I get into any of these like big series, let's try this concept out with the duology. Hold one second. Let me go grab that book. Okay, so that book is The Night Ends with Fire by KX Song. So I've actually really been wanting to read this. And I think I originally bought this in paperback. And then I saw on Book Outlet, of all places, I saw this sprayed edge edition. And I was like, I don't really do hardcovers, bestie, but we're going to make an exception. And let me show you. Here is the second book, and that is The Dragon Wakes with Thunder. She's also a beautiful sprayed edge version. So, it's so pretty on the inside. So yeah, let's read this series and see if it's any good. And I don't exactly know. Like, I have not planned this in advance, so I don't exactly know what the rest of this video is going to look like. I'm going to film 2 versions of what I'm about to say right now. We'll just see which one ends up in the video. So there are going to be spoilers for this, okay? When you see this on your screen, pay attention. It's going to tell you where to skip to if you don't want spoilers, but I'm going to be honest. I think the spoilers are going to be where it's at. So I think that this book is going to be really good. From what I remember when I picked it up, there's some like female rage in here. And it's kind of like, did I read that it was like Mulan, but like with badass, Mulan's already badass, but something, fantasy Mulan, I don't know. Listen, it's Mulan, but like not Disney Mulan. I think that's what I read about it. Let's just get started. Okay, she's super cute. Okay, the like detailing on the inside here. I'll say that this book is not that big. I mean, 410 pages. But it's heavy. She is a heavy book. All right, we got to take this off. That's in the way. Oh, I just made that face because look at the naked hardcover. It's got like this nice, like, how would you describe this finish? It's like, I don't know. It's like, it's not the like dry papery stuff. Like, this is a quality book. Okay, I'm sorry. This is, I am just like totally blown away by this. The pages, the paper that is used is like, it's not glossy, but it's not like regular book paper. It's got like a feel to it. It's like a really smooth feel. And it's like, Not too thick, not too thin. This is a beautifully made book. Who is the publisher of this? Oh, it's Berkeley, which is an imprint of Penguin. Okay. Anyway, let's start reading and I'll come hit you guys with some thoughts, okay? Okay, check it, y'all. I am 20 pages in. This book reads quick. I mean, so first of all, I have a girl. She's like living at home with her daddy. She just turned 18. Her dad, her stepmom, and she has like some younger siblings or whatever. Her dad is an alcoholic. He is a gambler. And although it says her mom like died of natural sickness, I'm gonna bet all my money that her daddy has something to do with her mom dying. Now listen, we haven't gotten that far. I don't know yet, but I'm just saying personally, it seems like that might have been the case. Anyway, her dad is just like an angry drunk man. And he's like, how old are you? And her stepmom's like, she's 18. And he's like, time for you to go make some money for the family. He's like, I'm going to sell you off. And I'm like, oh. So apparently our girl's going to have to get married so that her dad can have money. And in this culture, the dowry is paid by the male family to the female's family. So, you know, they're destitute. They've literally like sold all of their furniture and dresses and everything. And so they need that cheddar. So daddy's like, you're going to have to go, sweetie. Like, you're going to have to go get a man and it's going to be what it's going to be. They're also nobility. So I'm like, don't nobility like take everybody else's money for their own survival? So why are they out of money? I mean, I get it. Her dad has gambled away all of their fortune, but like, who's in charge of the nobility? Like, where's the overseer? So they're destitute and Papa's like, you're going to have to get in the streets. So he's basically selling her off to a suitor, but your girl is going to have to marry a commoner. And she's like, ew. There's like a matchmaker who comes and the matchmaker's like, best I can do is a marine merchant. And she's like, I'm nobility. Like, what do you mean a commoner who like sails on boats? Like, ugh. And they're like, look around. You might be nobility, but baby girl, you're not noble. She's like, the ghetto. So she's got to marry this commoner. She had like a week between the matchmaker process and when she's supposed to get married. So that night, after she got matched with whoever, she snuck out of her house to go like try to see if she could see her husband to be, her betrothed. And she's like, up on a rooftop and she's trying to spy on this man and she doesn't really ever see her mans. But what happens is there are like women who are like being yelled at, being thrown out of his house. I was like, danger. You're in danger, baby girl. You need to take off, run. Like, don't go there. Do not get married to this man. I do not care that your daddy don't have no money. Like, that's not your response. Listen, it could not be me, honey. Like, if my family tried to sell me into marriage, first of all, that man who paid the dowry to my parents would sue the brakes off of my parents. Like, there's no way. He would need a refund. He would keep his receipt and he would ask for a refund. I am not a law-abiding wife, okay? I am not here to honor and obey anybody. And in fact, I did not say that in my vows. Intentionally, we took that out of our vows. I'm not honoring and obeying anybody but my damn self. So, like, it just would not have worked out for me. There are so many things in this world that I am not cut out for. And I'm like, so glad that I wasn't born in that era because I wouldn't have survived. There's not a lot that I would survive. I depend on modern luxury and that's just the way that it is. So anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about this on the internet. I guess I'm crazy, but back to the book. I'm into it so far and it does not hurt that the book is gorge. The book is nice and whatever this is made out of, I can put my lotiony hands on it and it doesn't get fingerprints on it. This whatever this is what every book needs to be. Okay. I'm just telling you guys gonna go ahead and get together with Berkeley and ask them what they made this out of, because you guys need to be making all of your hardcovers out of this. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm going to keep reading this and I'll check back in with you guys when I have some more thoughts, when I get a little bit further in the book. It's 410 pages, so maybe at about like the halfway mark, I can check in and we can see how it's going. Y'all, I just remembered something from earlier. At the top of the chapters, there's like quotes that are pulled from like ancient texts and stuff like that. And at the top of chapter 2, it says, "Men build cities, women tear them down." Okay. Women tear them down because the cities that men build are terrible. You see it. I can already tell that I'm going to have a lot of rage at the men in this book. So buckle in for the ride. Okay, I am just under halfway. I'm at like 168 pages out of 410. But this is part 2 of the book. Listen, okay, so I don't remember the last thing that I told you guys about this book. I think where we left off, our girl's dad was like, "You're going to have to get married to save the family." And she was like, "Ew." So, I mean, she was like, "I'm not about to marry old dude." And basically her solution to this was that she's going to dress herself up like a boy and join the army and go to war. Could not be me, honey, because I'm like, why would you go to war? Why would you decide to look like a man? And I get it. In this society, like, it's better to be a man because women don't have freedom or, agency over themselves and all that stuff. But like, we couldn't come up with anything better than joining the war. Why would you want to be in the military and pretend to be a man? Like, what are you going to do? All your homies in the military are also dudes. So like, they're going to notice that you're like having your period. What's the plan? Maylene, what is the plan? And I'm probably going to say her name like 85 different ways, but listen, I'm not fluent. So what's the plan? So I would never try to disguise myself as a man and join the military. Like, I can't imagine me going to war. Who am I going to fight? Nobody. Listen, I need to go where there's a Starbucks. Like, maybe I can run away from home. Maybe I can get on a boat and like go to another country, another empire, like whatever it is. It's not going to be joining the war effort. Okay. That's just me. Everybody's different, apparently. So our girl joins the military and she's like training, and she's obviously, well, I shouldn't say obviously, but in her mind, she's obviously the weakest link there because she's a girl. And okay, this is why you shouldn't join the military. Anyway, so she's training and she's determined that she's going to be the best. Meanwhile, her stepmom sent her off with her mother's necklace. And she's like, "Yeah, your mom told me to give you this when you were ready to die." Mother, that's morbid. Anyway, so she's like, "I just thought you should have it now and like make your own decisions." So our girl runs off with her mom's necklace. She joins the military. And as she's there, I don't know, something happens where she like gets a cut and then she like grabs the necklace. And all of a sudden she's transported to the spirit realm and she's here with this like dragon dude. And he's like, "What's up?" And she's like, "Where am I?" And he's like, "Where do you think you are, bestie?" And she's like, "I don't really know." And it's like this like back and forth thing. And basically what happens is she comes to determine that like her mom wasn't crazy all this time. Like before her mom died, everyone was like, "Oh, she's mad. She's like mad as a hatter." And apparently she was not crazy. She was in the spirit realm with this guy. And I guess she gets there through the necklace. And so now she's following in her mom's footsteps and she's in the spirit realm with this guy. And it's like super weird because she doesn't really know what she's doing there. And she's trying to like piece together what is happening in like the greater world. And essentially what we have learned so far is that they're like the 4 spirits. I don't know. They represent like ordinal directions. Is that the word? Ordinal directions, north, south, east, west. They also represent the elements, earth, wind, fire, and water. So the one that she's visiting or communing with in the spirit world is like, yeah, so what's about to happen is like my homeboy's necklace is about to be found and then like all hell is about to break loose on earth. And she's like, "Okay." And he's like, "You have to stop it." And apparently the way that she stops that is by coming into her power, like fully realizing her power, and then like trusting the dragon dude that she's talking to. I think his name is Qinglong. Anyway, right before I got to the end of the chapter that I was at, like right before we get to part 2 of this book, the dragon guy said something that was like, hold up, wait a minute. He basically was like, you're going to go do XYZ and then you're going to give it to me. And she's like, but I thought that it couldn't be destroyed. He's like, don't even worry about it, Bestie. I'll take care of that. You just have to give it to me. But like, you go do all the work to find it and then give it to me and I'll take care of it. Absolutely not. Because listen, my guy is about to run through her. I don't know what's about to happen, but he is playing her for a fool. And I'm just like, this is why you shouldn't be in the military. You should be doing something else, literally anything else, because you're about to get played. You don't know what you're doing. You're getting involved with spirit dragon people. Look, the book tells us never trust a dragon. And what are you doing? You're trusting a dragon who you just met, who you don't even know in real life. You only know him in the spirit world. You didn't even know the spirit world existed. Baby girl, what are you doing? So she's a little frustrating. And I'm proceeding with caution because I think this is all going to go wrong. I don't think she's in control of the situation whatsoever. Also, can we talk about the fact that like the prince is like fighting in the war with her? There are 2 princes who are fighting in the war with her. And she's like clearly in love with one of the princes. And obviously the prince thinks that she's a boy, but like it's YA. So it's super like, oh, just hints of things. And do we need a romance in this? Can it just be a fantasy? Like, I don't want to do a romance in this. I just want to do fantasy. I want to find out what the dragons are up to, and let's leave the romance out of it, please. I am begging people to write a fantasy without a romance in it. Okay. Anyway, those are my thoughts on part 1. I guess I'll read part 2 and then we'll catch up after that. And we'll see if I was right about Mei Lin. Okay, I have made it to part 3. I was initially a little bit perturbed about the way that the main character was handled. I get it, she's only 18, but like, I just was feeling like she was really dumb. Like, for lack of a better way to phrase that, I was feeling like she was really dumb. And I was worried that we were going to go through this book and maybe even this series with her continuing to be really dumb. I'm excited to report that she got her life together just a little bit. I mean, listen, she's still an 18-year-old, okay? But she's starting to get her life together and I'm here for it. Let's see, I haven't been annotating in the book because I have found the new lazy way to annotate, which is to take pictures of the quotes in the book. And I keep telling myself I'm going to go back and annotate later, but anyway. Okay, so this is a quote and I was reading it and I was like, okay, that's like the United States of America. So basically it's saying like someone like once things got really bad, like her stepmom, she was saying, would take the younger kids and run. So she said, I told myself she would read the signs and know to escape to the countryside. Or would she? Shuying had never witnessed the power of Lixia, never learned anything about spirit mediums except their supposed extinction. And most residents believed their walls impenetrable. The unlike capital had only been breached once in known history. Even then, the walls had never fallen. Rebel spies had simply infiltrated the Forbidden City, then opened the gates from within. So I like, obviously it's like not exactly like word for word, but I was just like, oh, that's America, right? Like, we don't know war. We do not know what it is like to be truly at war. The extent of our experience with war in America is that some of us have family members who go overseas to fight in wars and they never come home. We do not know what it's like to have war on our doorstep. We have never truly, as a nation, been inconvenienced. The United States of America has not known inconvenience on its shores. Like, honestly. So it is frightening to me, and I try not to think about what is about to go down in the United States of America too much, because it's just going to send me into a panic-induced coma. But reading that quote, I was like, there it is. So I found that part to be pretty powerful. I will say in part 2, our girl finally decided she's going to question the dragon. She was like, now, I just kind of took him at face value, but like, was he being truthful. So she's finally questioning things. And I was like, yes, mama, more of that. And the one thing that I'm just kind of like, okay, is she's definitely got a case of Stockholm syndrome. Girl, that is not the love of your life. The man has you in shackles. He has you in chains. He is the prince of a country and he has you shackled in a little room. Just because the bed in that room is soft and fluffy does not make you not a prisoner. Okay, you can't possibly be in love with him. She's like going to his room, not knowing if she's about to be executed or what. And then my guy gets close to her and she's like, "Oh, I felt a little tickle." And I'm like, "Girl, there's literally no way. There's literally no way." So yeah, her and Stockholm are they go together now. And I'm like, okay. So that is a little bit annoying, but I get it. She's 18 and her captor is apparently very hot and he's also very rich. And like, honestly, between me and you, I don't know that I would not also have Stockholm syndrome. Like, I think, but like, I would probably do it intentionally. Whereas I think she's like genuinely like not understanding that this is not good. I think I would do it intentionally because I'm like, well, I mean, he do got money and like he got a whole palace that could just be mine if I just played along. Like, I'm not above keeping myself safe. Like, I could become the future queen if I just play my cards right. The prisoner to queen pipeline is very small, but I would love to be in it if I happen to have been a royal prisoner. And I just don't think that she was playing the game that way. I think she genuinely is like, oh my God, I love him. Like, oh my God, he's so hot. Like, oh, he's so cute. Like, how do you think that's going to work out for you, best friend? Just tell me what your plans are. How do you think this is going to go? I don't think she has a plan. We're going to find out in the third part. So where it leaves off on part 2. And like, this is totally spoilers. Girlfriend like tricked everybody. And she's like, I'm going to jump off this balcony into the sea, which is interesting because part 1 ended with her like in a river. So she loves to hop into the water and then like rebirth herself. I don't know. So we're going to see what happens in part 3, which honestly, I think I'm about like 75% of the way done. So part 3 is fairly short. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to see how this wraps up. And I am hopeful that it continues going in a good direction and that I do really want to read book 2. I would hate to have to end this video and be like, I'm not going to read book 2 and I'm getting rid of these books. I would hate to have to take it there, but I'm not afraid to do it. Well, no, let's be fair. I am afraid to do it, but I'm going to try my hardest. If this is not working for me, I'm going to try my hardest to just like ignore book 2. Be gentle with me. I'm new to doing a series knockdown. Okay. Is that what I want to call it? Series knockdown? I have to workshop the title a little bit, but we're going to get there. Let me go read the rest of this and we'll check back in. I finished. I liked it. I am pretty sure I gave it like 3.75 stars. So, I mean, I was kind of anticipating that it was going to be like a straight banger, but it was solidly good. It's interesting because I feel like this was a complete story and I'm kind of confused how there is a second book. I'm excited that there's a second book because I really want to know like what's coming next. Like what else does KX Song have in store for us? But I'm confused because the story feels extremely complete. According to the note in the back, it is very loosely structured on the actual story of the woman who inspired Mulan and what she actually did and went through. This book does not end the way that lady's story ends. I like the way this ended. So I will be reading the second book, which is right here. Don't mind pajama time. I'm about to go to bed. As you see me all like shellacked up. This is so random while I'm trying to get this off the shelf. But I was scrolling Instagram and I saw a reel. Also, can you guys hear my chair squeaking? Okay. You know, it's late at night because I cannot control myself. Like I'm all over the map. All right. So I was watching Instagram and I saw this reel where this lady was like, are you guys actually putting on lotion after you take a shower? Like after every single shower? That's such a horror show. And I was like, very confused in Black people. Like who amongst us is not putting on lotion? Who's not moisturizing? Like, ma'am, but you need to moisturize. Anyway, that was beyond the point. Anyway, I am shellacked after my shower and I'm ready to go to bed. But anyway, the dragon wakes with thunder. It says a legend will rise. And this one shorter than the first one? It kind of looks like it's shorter. Oh no. Wait, how is this longer? Oh my gosh. Okay, so that book was 410 pages. This one is 432 pages. But like, doesn't this one look longer than this one? I'm confused. Okay, it's got that nice cover. The dragon does not act alone. Okay, anyway, I'm excited to read this and see where this series is going to take us. Either way, I'm going to be keeping both of these on my shelf. Now, I don't really believe in taking off the dust jackets to display them. However, these two, the naked hardcovers, are superior. So I might actually do it because, I mean, this is pretty, right? But just like the black and white books next to each other, I don't know. Anyway, let me go. I'm not going to start tonight because it's time for bed, but let me get started on the second book and I will come back to you guys with some thoughts. Okay, I am at part 2, which is basically 50% of the way through the book. And I think I meant to come back earlier and check in about this book, but I was just busy and reading when I could and trying to get my way through the book. And I was like, oh, and I just kind of kept going. I read very late into the night last night, so it was way too late to record a clip about it. I'm conflicted. So it's not that the story is not good or anything like that, but it feels a little bit unnecessary. Are we focusing on Bob Ross again? Can you look at me? Oh my God. Okay, sorry. That's probably a super weird angle, but I don't know how else to kick Bob out of the footage without me getting up, and I'm not about to get up. So it's not that the book is bad or that whatever. It just kind of feels like unnecessary. Like I'm not really sure why there's a second part to the story. We've gone away from being at war to basically just like living in the palace and doing, I guess, political intrigue, but it's kind of like palace, like warring with other people who live at the palace. So it's like our girl Maylene and the other princesses, well, the princesses who live there. She's not a princess, but the princesses who live there, and they're scheming, and it's turned into this like castle drama. And I don't know if I like that much. Spoiler, I'm halfway through the book and the whole first half of this book was just her scheming at the palace. And now she's leaving the palace either by will or by force. And I guess we're going to see what happens and how this concludes in the last 50% of the book. But I don't know. It felt like a way too much. And it was just like a lot of, oh, and then I ate cookies with so-and-so. And then I had my servant go do this and find intel for me. And I felt like it was too much of that. Like we could have used, I would say maybe 5 chapters of that. And instead we got 22, 23 chapters of that. It was too many chapters of that. So I'm interested to see how the last half of the book goes. But so far, my opinion is that this did not need to be a duology. I enjoyed the first book a lot, and I think it could have stayed there. It could have had maybe an extra 50 pages to it to kind of like tie up the loose end that was kind of lingering there and just ended the story. But we'll see. Maybe the second half of the book will change my mind. Who knows? Okay, y'all. I made it through part 2. So I'm up to part 3 of this book, which I believe is did it say I was at like the 70? I think I'm at like 70% of the way through. You can kind of see, maybe you can see the camera so far away. I don't know if you can see, but you can kind of see like how far I am in the book. I stand by what I said earlier. I'm not really sure why this is a book. It's starting to read a lot like I'm just reading through a teenager's diary of like her time being a noble woman and having these two highly positioned men kind of fighting over her, going back and forth. And also she's reluctantly a part of the resistance. And like, she just kind of wants to be a teenager, but also she wants to be independent. And I think that's the thing, is that she behaves like, and very much is, a teenager, but she's going through that thing that teens do where they're like, I'm an adult, you're going to treat me with respect. And it's like, you're 18. Okay, you know nothing. And listen, I've been there too. I was the same way when I was 18. And looking back, I'm like, girl, you knew nothing. Okay. So it's starting to read like I'm reading a teenager's diary. And I'm like, ugh. But like, I have a quote that I just thought was so funny, because I was like, we're talking about kingdoms at war. We were talking about warlords and princes and espionage and all those things. And she says, whatever was happening, it did not concern me, I told myself. The spring festival was fast approaching and my plans were nearly complete. Baby girl is more worried about this party than she is worried about the War of Nations, than she is worried about this spirit that she has communed with destroying the world. She's like, spring festival's coming. What does any of this have to do with me? Okay. She's into dresses and baubles. There's also a level of toxicity between her and, honestly, both of the guys in her like love triangle situation. And one, I'm trying to remember if we know the age of these guys. I don't remember. There's a Sky Prince who is like he's basically holding her captive, but he did save her from being put to death by his father. And so his compromise is, Dad, don't kill her. I love her. I'm going to lock her in my bedroom. Then there's the other guy, I can't remember his name, but he is a prince of, I think his name is Lee, of a different kingdom. And he's like, I would never lock you away like that. I want to give you the world. And it's like, okay, it's all very toxic. And then I had this quote for that. And I just was like, this is when she's with Prince Lee, the first one who kidnapped her and tortured her. So she says, I kissed him on the soft underside of his jaw where I'd once held a blade to his throat. We had our share of fights, I thought, but it was only because we both cared so deeply. It didn't matter that he didn't understand me. It was enough that he cared for me. Oh, is this Stockholm calling? Girl, listen, I know you're 18 and I know you don't get it yet. That's not love. It's not enough. Trust me. This is a funny quote. And it's just like, you don't even need to know the context of it, but I just thought it was really funny. She says, it was like him to make life so troublesome for me and to make even his death as inconvenient as possible. This is how you know she's a teenager. There's also this part where she is asking someone for their help, and she's basically destitute at this point. She's like, please, sir, have you got any water? And she then starts making demands of the person who she's asking for help. Like, it's all in the same breath. This is the part where I was like, you know nothing. You know nothing. You're a child. Because she said, I thought you were a powerful leader of a great force. Use your multitude of resources to secure an antidote, or I'm out. And the guy says, you're out? You're out? My dear, you're the one trapped in a cellar because your spurned lover is ransacking the kingdom for you, and you're trying to tell me what to do? So I don't know. I'm not totally feeling this. And I think I stand by, so far, I stand by what I said, which is that this should have ended at the end of book one. It could have been wrapped up very nicely. And instead we have a second book that just doesn't feel necessary. So I am going to lock in. I'm going to finish this book today, and I'll come back with some final thoughts. Probably tomorrow. I'd like to sit with it for a little bit, but I'll come back with some final thoughts, and we will see what I think of this series altogether. Truthfully, it has been more than a day. I said I was going to take like a day to collect my thoughts on this book, and it's probably been like 2 weeks. I don't know what happened. I just forgot to come and film a wrap-up clip, but I was editing the footage of this video, and I was like, that's it? There's nothing else that I said. So, okay. The Dragon Wakes with Thunder. The book in and of itself wasn't bad or anything like that. But like, I fully commit to what I said, which was, I don't know why this book was written as part of this series. I don't know why this was even a series. It could have just been a standalone book, and it would have been fantastic, and it would have been complete. So, I mean, I feel like I gave the book like a 3-star, but then I'm giving the series like a 4-star altogether, because there was like 30% of book 2 that could have been added to book 1 to kind of just like round everything out and make it like super epic. We didn't need a whole second 400 some odd page book, but the like 25 to 30-ish% of book 2 that was good, that was necessary, was incredible. And so, you know, I gave it a little bit of grace with my star rating, but all in all, this series, I enjoyed it. Okay, I enjoyed it. I think it was worth reading. It's definitely worth keeping the books, even though I would keep these regardless of whether I like the story or not, just because the quality of the physical books is superior. Like, I have never read a book that felt this good in my hands. So I would be keeping these no matter what. So now my decision is, do I want to keep these on my shelf as naked hardcovers? Because tell me that's not gorgeous. Just them sitting together like this. I mean, gorgeous, right? Or do I want to put their dust jackets back on? I don't really know. This is the first time I've ever actually considered just putting naked hardcovers on my shelf. Like, this is the first time in history this has ever happened to me. So I don't know what to do, but all in all, I'm glad that I read this series. I like this video concept because it's gonna force me to actually go through those series that I've collected and like not bothered reading whatsoever. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I think that we're going to see more videos like this. I'm saying I think as if I'm not the one in control of it. You guys are going to see more videos like this. So I hope that you liked it. You know, hit the like button and leave me a comment. Have you guys read these? Are you planning to read these? I'm curious, since I put spoilers in this video, did that make you like not want to watch it because you're planning to read it? Or is it like, you know, you're never going to read these, so like you might as well just get spoiled? I don't know. Leave me comments down below. And since you have made it this far in the video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you've not done that yet. If you are already subscribed, I'm so glad that you're here. And I plan on seeing you in the very next video.